like they're at work still.
All right. We are live. This is the AKO 2018 PillowTalk Podcast. I have 4 lovely ladies with me who are all playing this weekend. If you guys want to say when you get into Arizona, what you're looking forward to and what team you'll be representing. And if you're representing an availables team, just say your established team. And I'll start with Brittany.
So this is going to be my first tournament of the year, hopefully the beginning of a year where I get to play more than I did last year. Playing with 15 on Saturday, and that's okay, Nat. Playing with 15 on Saturday and playing availables with Guacford on Sunday.
Okay, and do you have a women's established team?
That's in flux at the moment.
All right, cool. Emily.
Hey, so I am getting into town on Friday, and I'm playing with Hype, and we're hyped about everything because it's our first tournament.
Right.
So I'm excited about all of it.
Great. And this is Hype's debut. You are an established team out of Las Vegas, correct?
That's correct. Yep.
Awesome.
Finally got a Vegas team.
Great. We'll get to hear all about it. Nat.
So I get in to Phoenix Friday morning. I'm excited to see all my friends and hang out with everyone. And then I also play for Colorado Wildfire.
All right. Very good. And last but not least, Shannon.
Hey, I'm playing with the Cactus Availables team, and I get in tomorrow at 9 a.m. So we leave here like 5 in the morning, so that's gonna be exciting tomorrow, or a couple hours, but I'm excited. Good to see some spring training baseball too. So.
All right, awesome. I also get in tomorrow at like 9 a.m. actually. Very quick flight for me though, and I'm bringing my new women's established team out of Southern California, Regifted, also our debut team. Okay, since everyone besides Emily is flying in, before we get into all of the kickball talk, really interested to know your airline of choice, ladies, and whether or not it's the airline you actually fly. And Shannon, I'll start with you since you just said you're coming in hot.
I'm actually flying Southwest there, and then I think Delta back. I've never flown Delta, but usually Southwest just because I can find deals throughout the year for it. So, and you get free bags. Your cleats don't have to carry on with you.
I feel you. I'm a Southwest girl too. Nat, what about you? Airline of preference?
I like Southwest. I have the credit cards, so redeem those miles and stuff. And but sometimes whatever's cheapest. But I like Southwest the most.
Cool. Emily, do you have a airline that you use?
Same, Southwest, because you have to check so much stuff. It just pays off in the end. But of course, I prefer to fly Virgin, and I usually end up flying Spirit.
I like it. Cool. And Brittany?
Mostly have flown Southwest, but taking the Spirit route this time because the flight was super cheap.
Fingers crossed that you make it. Awesome. Yep, I'm Southwest all the way. A-list, companion pass. I love them. Hate United with passion. All right, ladies. Going into the second tournament of 2018, I'm interested to hear a little bit of a recap of anything that you've heard or seen. I know 3 of you were not in West Palm Beach, and so just what you've heard about this upcoming season or things that you're looking forward to seeing. And then Nat, I know you and I were both in Florida. Maybe give a little bit of recap of what you saw there and how you think that bodes for the rest of the season. If it's true to what we'll see, we had 2 established teams go in the finals. If that's going to be a trend. Emily, let's hear your thoughts on this year.
I mean, I think there's a lot of change up in teams. Those of us who are lucky to pick up team members from teams that dissolved, I think hopefully are stronger because of it. So I think there'll hopefully be a lot of upsets. It makes it more exciting, but we'll see what the season brings.
Okay, cool. Brittany, what about you?
As someone who's participating in some of the moving around in teams, I'm concur with Emily. I think there's going to be a lot of movement this year. I think it's going to be interesting to see what teams actually come back. Obviously, we've seen some teams drop out. There's some new teams coming, and didn't really hear much about Florida other than who won.
Okay, fair enough. Shannon?
I honestly I don't really have any thoughts on it yet. I wasn't in Florida, so it's hard to kind of go from, I'm visual, so I have to go there to kind of understand. But I think that as long as girls still want to compete, I'm excited to play. It means competition for me.
Great. Nat?
I think I agree with, there's a lot of movement. I think it's exciting to see new teams, and it'll be fun to see how they do. And also the returning established teams, I think it'll be fun and really cool to see how they develop throughout last year into this year. So I'm excited to see that as well.
Okay, great. Emily, I'm going to give you the floor to talk a little bit about building your brand new team hype, how you were able to do it, how you find new girls in region, out of region, a little bit what that looks like. And then we'll hear from the others about adding new teams and new team members.
Yeah, absolutely. So Vegas, has had kickball established for quite some time, but we just weren't able to get a women's team until now. And I can't take credit for the recruiting. I would say, honestly, Brian and Darnell, our coaches, have done a majority of the recruiting, but almost everyone on the team has suggested probably 3 women at some point or another. And then it's just a matter of, pulling all the strings together. And we still had some holes. We still had to reach out to other regions to pull some girls in for a couple of spots that we still couldn't fill. But it's been exciting. It's always new when there's potential for anything to happen. That's it.
Great. And you talked a little bit about picking up girls from past teams. Are there established teams represented within your new Vegas team?
Yes, but I would have to use my cheat sheet to see where.
That's okay.
So we have both Caitlin and Becca and Mindy that are all coming from other teams that we were able to scoop up. We needed a additional charger, a first baseman. Those are key positions that you can't play without them. So we were able to scoop some people up from the teams that they came from, which I will have to look up.
Okay, I think Haboobs.
Yes, Haboobs.
Cool, great. Natalie, interested to hear your thoughts on seeing brand new women's teams and brand new women's players, and whether Colorado Wildfire picked up any brand new players as well.
So for Colorado Wildfire, we didn't pick up anyone new. We did pick up Jill from, but she was a late pickup last year. She played in CCC, so she's a good add for Colorado Wildfire, and I'm excited to see her play. Again, I just think it's great that there's new teams that are being built, and I'm excited to see how they do, honestly. And I think it's always exciting to have new girls show up in the circuit and see how they do and see how they develop throughout the year. So I'm excited for it all. New teams, new players. It'll be fun.
Awesome. Brittany, thoughts on new teams and brand new players, and whether or not you've been part of any type of recruitment or finding players to field or being a player to field?
Always excited to see women join the sport. It's a lot of fun, and anytime you can recruit new people, that's just always a great thing for the league in general. working on a new team down south, but not much to say yet. Obviously, weren't ready for Phoenix, so there's things in the works. But always looking for more talent. And the regional roles have really changed the game. As a player who played out of region up until this year, it's just different. It's definitely changed the game.
Tell me a little bit more, better or worse, and maybe some of the recruitment strategies that you're using to help build that team in the South.
Not necessarily better or worse. I mean, it limits you a little bit, but I think it's forced us to look towards more new players, people that maybe haven't traveled before versus, potentially going after people from somewhere else. Or not necessarily going after, but you get people that wanted to move. It used to happen more freely. Like I said, I was one of those players that I was on Mile High originally and then Bojangles after that. It was just moves of convenience, more than anything, not because I had a link to those places or anything like that and couldn't practice with people and stuff like that. So that's definitely an advantage to, having the local team is actually getting to practice with people. That's something I'm looking forward to.
Great. Shannon, other thoughts on new teams and new players and recruitment strategies?
I mean, I was somebody that literally lost both my teams this year. So, and co-ed was just, we folded. We didn't have enough guys at any tournaments last year, honestly. And it makes it hard when you have 4 girls coming up every six or seven people, and it just changes the game a lot. And then with women's, I mean, we didn't want to leave anyone out. So if we had stayed together, we would have been leaving like 1 or 2 girls out essentially, and it wouldn't be the same team because I mean we all vibed off each other throughout the whole season, I guess you could say, last year. So, and then new teams, yes, but I really can't play the first half of the year. So I mean, I don't really know what's going to happen with myself, but and then I'm planning on moving in like June to San Diego, so Los Angeles area. Yeah,
back into the West Coast,
back home.
So, we'll welcome you back.
Yay.
I'll just touch a little bit on Regifted as a new Southern California women's team. We're bringing 12 to the Arizona tournament. 4 of us have played women's circuit before, and 8 have never played in a women's circuit tournament before. So it's a lot of new blood, and very excited to show some of these girls a good time. A lot of them are just friends that I've played with locally for almost a decade, actually. It's kind of crazy. And threw out an opportunity to have them play in some nearby tournaments, Arizona, Los Angeles, and then go to CCC. And then we also use the recruitment strategy of girls we took a couple of girls who are out of region in Arizona who have just never played in a women's circuit tournament before. And Alicia, the co-captain, has helped get some of them. And so it's going to be a nice medley of players and very excited about it.
I mean, and you got Cora.
And Cora, yeah. So the 4 players that are coming this weekend who have played are myself, Cora, who had a really similar experience kind of to you, Shannon, of just kind of being left without a team. Last year, she just played a couple available squads, but she's in region, and she and I have played before against each other and with each other, so it was really cool to be able to pick her up. And then one of my other former Sins teammates, Mitchie, her co-ed team folded and she had left Sins as well. And so it was nice to bring back a couple fresh faces and also like involve them with brand new girls too. It's nice to have a little bit of experience mixed in with the girls who have not seen a women's tournament before.
Yeah, just to speak on the recruiting part of it, I mean, I think it's definitely hard the longer you're out of college and there's less people playing like intramural sports and things. It's really hard to pick up recruits. I think we have 8 girls that are new to women's on this new team, and most of them have been from local like kickball leagues. It's just it's hard once you're like out of that college sports realm to like where do you find the talent? Most of them that want to are participating, but it's out there for sure.
I love it. I think if you show them a good time, it'll just grow. Give them a good first tournament. All right, ladies, I'm sure that everyone is really looking forward to this. I decided to do the first MFK segment before we even get into discussion about the particular teams this weekend and how they're going to do. So I usually do 2 different themes, but I did the same theme for 2 rounds of MFK. And I think you'll be able to recognize the theme, but I'll call it out at the end anyway. So I'm going to share my screen here. All right, your first person is Nick. Out of Colorado, right? Nick is your first option. Your second option, I couldn't really find a face front photo, but this is Tyler. He is local in Arizona. And last but not least, this is Brian. So to reiterate your 3 choices, you have Nick, Tyler, and Brian. Any guesses as to what the theme might be?
Coaches.
Very good. Coaches representing their women's teams this weekend. So Nick is one of the Colorado Wildfire coaches. Tyler is one of the Valley Fever coaches. And Brian is one of the new Hype coaches. So my girl Nat, you're up first.
Me?
Yeah, you.
All right. So I think I would kill Tyler. I don't know Tyler. And then Brian, I would say I would fuck Brian because I'm playing co-ed with him. So I'll know him. But then I would marry Nick because he's a good guy. I know him pretty well. Just a good guy all around. So I would marry Nick.
All right. You have those answers cocked and ready. I like it.
I know.
Brittany.
Actually, I know Tyler really well. Tyler used to live here.
Oh.
He's actually was a Baton Rouge guy before he moved to Arizona. But yeah, I'd actually go with the same lineup Natalie had.
Okay, well, break it down for us. Give us some reasons why.
Kill Tyler mostly just to mess with him, just because I've known him for so long. I just think it's funny.
Cool.
What was the other guy? Brian. I don't really know him, but Mary would be Nick because once again, Nick's like a super nice guy. I met him spending time in Colorado when I played on Mile High, and have never had anything bad to say about the guy. So
nice. Shannon.
Let's see. Since I love Whitney, Tyler's girlfriend, I'm going to marry him since there must be something great about him if she wants to go there with him one day. And then I will kill Brian just because I feel like he'd be hard to kill. And then I guess that leaves Nick. And I know him the least, so I guess that's the most comfortable. I don't know. So.
Great. Emily.
Okay. It's my least favorite part. So, I've already given Brian the heads up that I'm killing him off. And so it's mostly because that would be super awkward. He's my co-coach. And yeah, so best to just knock him off. Sorry, Brian. And then everybody had such wonderful things to say about Nick. So obviously I'm going to marry him. There's like not a negative thing said. And then that leaves Tyler. And he's already in Arizona. So convenient.
Convenience. I like it. Okay. I think I'm going to kill Tyler. It's nothing personal. I'm playing against his team on Saturday, so maybe it'll give us a little bit of an edge. I'm going to marry Brian. He has a really cute dog. I'm a big dog person, so like have a nice, even if we don't get along, I still got the dog. And that leaves me with Nick. I guess Nick, sleeping with you. All right. Thus concludes round 1 of 2 of MFK. And now we can get into the nitty gritty. We have 6 teams represented this weekend, ladies. The rankings are as followed. First is Prickly AF. And Shannon, you are playing with them. Ranked second, Colorado Wildfire. Nat, you're repping them. Unfortunately, I couldn't get anyone from Valley Fever who's ranked third, but we'll still discuss them. Ranked fourth is Guackward. Brittany, you're repping them. Fifth, Hype. That's Emily. And last but not least, Regifted, straight out of my hood. So that means that everyone is just in one pool and the bookends don't play each other. So 1 doesn't play 6, 2 doesn't play 5, and 3 doesn't play 4. So based on that, everyone plays 4 games in pool play, and then we move to 4, 2, and that's it. 6 games max. Nat, who do you have moving out of pool play, and what are some of their matchups that they're going to be looking to struggle with or maybe be the underdog at during pool play?
Oh, wow. Why always me first? So I'm going to pick, I think it was hard to pick the 4. I mean, there's 6 teams, so I guess it's not that hard, but it's there's just 2 established teams, 2 new teams, and 2 available. So it's hard for me to, see how they're going to do. But I would say Prickly AF is going to make it out for sure. I'm going to say Wildfire, so we're going to make it out. And then I'm going to say Valley Fever is going to make it out. And then the last, I'm going to say Hyped will make it out.
Wow. And from those 4, who do you have going to the final 2?
The final 2, I'm going to say Prickly AF, and then I'm going to go with Valley Fever.
Okay, and Valley Fever and Prickly AF, are they fighting any really rough battles against anyone in order to just make it to that final 2? You see any tough matchups in there? Teams that'll give them a hard time?
I think how it plays out, I think for us, I think whoever plays us, it'll be a tough matchup. I think it's all going to be tough in that final 4. Are you talking about pool play?
Just in general, just whatever their road may be.
Well, I didn't look at everyone's, but I definitely think to get there, I think it's going to be tough to play us, and then I think all the other teams, definitely the other availables team is going to be hard as well. Just because availables teams, it's just a group of some quality players, so that's always tough for established teams. And then I also think the new teams are going to be tough to play because no one's going to really know how they play and what their strengths are. So I think that's going to be tough for people as well.
All right. The Prickly AF and Valley Fever facing off in the finals. Who do you have taking the second tournament of the year?
I'm going to say Prickly AF.
All right. Prickly AF taking it for Arizona finals. I like it. All right, Nat, since you did such a great job of telling us your picks, you get the first Arizona-based trivia question.
Oh, my God.
Don't worry. It's very simple. I'm going to name 2 cities. Tell me which one of those cities is an Arizona city. So
Okay.
Your options are Buckeye and Odessa.
I'm really bad at this stuff. I was never good at this stuff in school. Odessa?
That's incorrect. Odessa is actually in Texas and Buckeye is in Arizona.
Oh, my goodness. That was tough.
Well, you got a 50-50 shot. So. All right. Thanks, Nat. Shannon, your 4 coming out of that 6-team pool play.
I think that I'm going to leave my team out, even though I'm not saying we won't be there. I don't know. I'm gonna put Valley Fever on one side with Regifted, and let's do Valley Fever on a side with Guackward and Colorado Wildfire on the other side with Regifted. And I think that Wildfire is gonna win, and I think that Guackward is gonna win, and then I think that Wildfire is gonna take it all. And I just think that they have the most experience together. So if they do the right stuff, they can do it. I mean, if the availables teams, my team or Guackward click, I think they can do it as well. I think that I think Valley Fever has come close a lot in tournaments that I've seen them on the West Coast, and same with Colorado Wildfire. But I just think Natalie is a beast. So. She's probably one of the best chargers in the tournament, and that's a lot, That says a lot. So,
all right, I like it. A little across podcast horseman. This is great, ladies. Very well done. Shannon, you've earned yourself an Arizona City question. So your two cities, only one is in Arizona. We're going with Warren and Queen Creek.
We'll say Warren.
Warren is in Michigan.
0 for 2.
Wow, I picked some good ones. I like this.
Back to geography class.
Yeah, don't worry. I'm not great at it either, but I have the answers in front of me. So, all right, Emily.
Yes. So, Natalie, you're so modest. You're so cute. I've got Wildfire and Guackward making it out. Hype of, gotta represent, and Prickly AF also making it out. And then I see Wildfire and Prickly AF playing each other, and Wildfire taking it all. For a lot of the same reasons, just like Shannon had mentioned. You're so modest, you're so sweet. But I think, the chemistry with that team, they're already established, and we'll see, though. Who knows?
I like it. Any tough matchups or unforeseen victories in pool play or beyond?
I think Prickly AF is definitely gonna. I just don't know what's gonna happen there. So I think they could go either way. They could definitely squeeze out ahead of us, or so we'll see.
All right, I like it. You too have earned yourself an Arizona City question, and your two options are Surprise and Sunnyvale.
I'm gonna go with Surprise.
You got it, girl. Surprise, Arizona.
Surprise.
Our first correct answer. Congratulations.
I'm just so thankful it's not a spelling quiz.
Yeah, that was no one forget that Tara did not spell diarrhea correctly. All right, Brittany, you're up.
Okay. I think I'm gonna say Guackward and Colorado Wildfire, and then I'm gonna give a nod to Regifted. I think y'all are gonna pull something off, and with Prickly AF. Then I'm gonna go out on a limb here. Somebody hadn't done it yet, and say all availables final, and go with Guackward and Prickly. And then I don't know. Those are two tight rosters, but I think Prickly might pull it off. We'll give them a tough matchup though.
I like it. Any dark horse teams or matchups in particular that you see during pool play or anything like that?
I think Hype's going to be hard to predict. Y'all have got a pretty solid roster, but you got to mix in new people too. for M. But it's hard to predict new teams. You just never know how they're going to gel together, and it's kind of like availables in that respect. That first tournament's kind of a question mark, but I think they could pull something off.
I like it. All right, Brittany, you've earned the final Arizona City question, and your two options are the city of Page and the city of Fresno.
Oh, it's Page. Fresno's in California.
Oh man, I wasn't sure like how middle of America or southern people feel about California City.
Well, I could
I knew where Odessa was, so on the first one I knew that one too.
All right, so Natalie, that's just on you.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay, you guys, I heard a lot of great things. I'm going to go backwards from the winner of the tournament to my final four, but I think this is Colorado Wildfire's tournament to win. I think that they had a lot of momentum in 2017, especially at the end of 2017. And I am a strong believer in teams that are enjoying playing with one another and being out there together do really well. And I think it's written over most of Colorado Wildfire's faces as you guys are playing, that you guys just like being there together. You trust one another. And so I think it's yours to win. And I'm going to go ahead and say it's going to be an established team finals, and you're going to be facing off to Valley Fever. I think that Valley Fever just hasn't traveled a lot, but they've got some really, really great pieces. Dez has a cannon. Jaree can throw some great pitches. They're well coached, and they know what they're facing. They also have seen the teams that are going to be out there, and if not the teams, they've seen the players. So I think they're going to be out there in the finals. I think Prickly AF has got a great roster and will fall to Colorado Wildfire in that semifinals game. Shannon, I think like literally your entire roster can pitch. You have so many, a deep pitching roster, which obviously means that there's a lot of versatile players out there. Usually pitchers can charge and catch and play outfield and first base, so I think it'll be fun to see what you guys do with the roster. Dorn, and what's that?
I said that I'm excited for that part too. We don't even know all the way. We know what we told him, so to see who clicks where,
which is great.
We have to see.
I think that'll be really fun to see. I think that's one of the great parts about availables teams. Mm-hmm. And then I think I'll put Guackward on the other side of that. I know them somewhat well. It's a lot of the Sins girls on there. I can make guesses and assumptions as to who will play where, but they've got Jackie, who's a great catcher, Casey and Megan, who can both pitch very well. I'm assuming they're going to use Jay-Z and Ashley outside charging, who both have great arms, and just a lot of experienced players. I know, Brittany, you're coming in with another Louisiana girl, correct?
Yeah, Chelsea.
Mm-hmm. So it's a lot of people who just really know the game well, and experience is unmatched a lot of the times. That means I'm leaving out my own team and Hype as the two new teams, and I think we'll probably both have some surprising victories throughout pool play because we've got athleticism, and it'll just be a fun day, and we'll see what we might be able to knock out beyond that. And I won't give myself an Arizona City question because I have all the answers. All right. Anyone want to make any particular comments about matchups that you're looking forward to seeing, or that you think will be really evenly matched, or anything like that?
For me, I think it'll be fun to watch the new teams face off. Do they face off? Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
So I think. Sorry, go ahead.
No, go for it.
Oh, I think it'll be fun to watch them just because they're new. It'll be interesting to see how they kind of get their grooves and stuff. And then, yeah.
I've heard rumblings of the Hype Charger. I'll say that. But also looking forward to seeing it. And I know I know the girls you picked up, you've got some big legs on your team, so I think it'll be really cool to see what you do with some brand new players as well.
Yeah, I mean, in my short career, I've only played with Angela and Emma, so it'll be fun to play, like, you know, when our teams play each other. I'm excited for that.
Great. Okay, ladies, since we just went through the rankings 1 through 6, I'm interested to know if we had to define how Kickball 365 ranks teams, whether they're established or available as teams, what the process is that they go through to do that. I'm not giving any right or wrong answers, and I don't know if I could if I wanted to, but I'm just going to kind of see what you think as you're guessing how they come up with these rankings. And that has to do both with like that snapshot that they're talking about, teams after they play in tournaments, as well as when they rank availables teams within a tournament. So Shannon, let's start with you.
Honestly, I mean, I'm not really sure. I was looking at our roster and trying to figure out why we were ranked 1. Not that like I don't think that we could have been, but I don't know. I was just looking at the teams that we represented, and I think we could have been 1, 2, or we could have been a little lower too. Either way, I don't know how they do it, so I really couldn't give you any clue into it at all. So
all right. Emily?
I mean, I would like to think it's all based on record and history, but I have a feeling that group chat has a huge part of that decision. So I think it's probably pretty opinion-based.
Oh, wow. Opinion-based rankings. Okay. Brittany?
I kind of would like to hope it's rankings and there's some glorified point system that gets translated down to players so you can, figure out where we all go when we have availables team with, players from 9 different teams, which is what we're looking at right now. But it seems like some voodoo to me for the most part. Because you get team and the whole concept that the things drag on for a year, and that's the part that I kind of have never followed real well. When tournaments fall off and how you did on that one and didn't play, it's just very, very complicated. And like I said, somebody's doing some voodoo in a back room somewhere.
Got it. Nat, any insight?
Well, I'm sure they have some super duper complex algorithm that they run each time. No, I don't know how they do it, but I hope they go off of rankings of each team, and I really don't know how they do it, but hopefully it's off rankings, and maybe it's a little opinionated, but hopefully it's just rankings.
All right, Kickball 365, if you're watching, we're not quite sure how it happens. What happened? Dun, dun, dun. That leads us to the second round of MFK. Like I said, typically I do 2 different themes within the podcast, but decided to keep it along the coaches that are represented this weekend, and also tried to pick people who have not been represented in the game before. So, ladies, your 3 new choices are Mr. Surge himself. He is one of my team's coaches for Regifted. That's his really, really cute 14-month-old son, Mason. And Mr. Brett Lato. I know Guackward just picked him up as a coach with some serious meat in front of him. And last but not least, Maddie G, out there with Prickly AF this weekend. So once again, you got Serge, you got Brett, and you got Maddie. So, Shannon, you're up.
Let's see. I think that Maddie G would just be the funniest person to be married to. So I think I'm going to marry Maddie G. And then I'm going to kill Lato. And I'm going to marry Serge. And that is my list right there.
All right. Real quick answers there. You knew what you were doing.
I mean, yeah, I don't know Serge that well, so I feel like same theme. I think that'd just be a little less awkward in that situation.
I like it. Emily.
Oh, so I guess I'm gonna fuck Brett because I don't know if you guys saw the sex swing he had from the last podcast, but that's exciting. That means I'm left to. I'm gonna marry Serge as well. Shannon recommended him, so that's enough for me. And yeah, that leaves Maddie. Sorry.
All right, Matt's gone. Brittany.
Let's see. I don't know. This one's particularly weird for me. It's like a current coach and a former coach, and then somebody I don't know. Let's see. I guess I'd marry Serge because y'all seem to say he's a nice guy, and I like nice guys. I don't know. I guess I don't know. Kill Brett and fuck Maddie. I don't know. Whatever. It's just that one's just all really weird for me. It's easier when it's people you don't know.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Nat, what you got, girl?
All right. I don't know him very well, so I'm gonna go off of like who I know the most. So, well, I think Matt is a really nice guy, so I think I'm gonna marry him. He's funny, so I think we'd make a good team because I'm funny too. And then I would fuck Brett and then kill Serge. Is that?
You're just gonna kill somebody's father like that.
So I know. I'm so sorry. Sorry.
All right. I'll have the talk with Nathan. All right. I like it. I'm also going to marry Serge. He practically named his child after me, so it makes a lot of sense. I'm real good friends with Mitchie as well, so I feel like she wouldn't really mind it. They'd be cool having another person to babysit and whatnot. I think I'm going to sleep with Brett. No particular reason. I do know both him and Maddie, so not particularly interested in the bench press sex swing, but good to know that you are Emily. And I'm really sorry, Maddie. I would never kill you in real life. I love you, but I guess you're gonna have to go in this context. That's it. Yeah, sorry. All right. We're wrapping up towards the end here, ladies. I know that. Let's see. I think Emily, are you playing on Saturday?
Yes.
Okay, I think everyone's playing Saturday and Sunday. I'm interested to know your thoughts and strategies from going from the co-ed tournament on Saturday and having enough stamina and strength to bring everything you've got on Sunday. Start with Brittany.
Well, I'm playing with 15 on Saturday. That's my normal co-ed team. I find as women, we don't do a ton on Saturday. Mostly play infield positions and, kick once or twice a game if you're lucky. And I'm a boring person. I'm not a drinker. So my way to be ready for Sunday is mostly to eat a nice dinner Saturday night and go to sleep because I'm kind of a boring person.
Not boring if it works.
Yeah, that's my general strategy.
Is it me?
Yeah, you.
Oh, sorry, I didn't hear you. So from going from Saturday to Sunday, I think it's always tough because I'm sore from, even though I don't do anything on Saturday, I'm always sore for some reason. So I think a lot of Advil helps, and that always helps. And then always a big dinner, I guess, too. Also, I usually pack like 20 peanut butter sandwiches, and that helps me throughout the day as well. So PB Sammys and then Advil. That's the key to success.
All right. Ladies, you heard it here from the Wildfire Charger. Peanut butter sandwiches, Advil, and then a good dinner.
It's working.
Shannon, what about you? That transition from Saturday to Sunday?
Soreness, I am always a little sore. Just like, to start the day, it's not too bad, I guess you could say. It's towards the end when it gets bad. So like Natalie said, definitely some Advil. But at the end of the day, it's a lot of adrenaline, I think. By the time that last game is over, my body literally hates me. So, and I don't realize that until literally the last like minute of the game. So, yeah, Advil.
All right. There you go. Your top players.
Yeah.
Emily, any other strategies to get from Saturday to Sunday?
Yeah, it's going to be weird for me. The only time I played back-to-back was actually that one tournament where it was like women's on Friday, then co-ed on Saturday, and that was awful. I was so beat up from playing so hard on women's on Friday that Saturday was just like the worst. I think, though, even when you don't play as much in co-ed, just stretching constantly all day so you don't cramp up, I swear, like, really does make a difference in the heat. It's exhausting. So I mean, the key is honestly just the adrenaline and the enthusiasm for women's is what keeps me going. I feel like the vibe's different in the morning there. I feel like the games are different. You're excited to see all your friends and stuff, and that really just powers you through that. You get that energy boost. So, I mean, and Shannon is amazing. I cannot believe you're like not sore until you stop. That's just crazy. But yeah, I think, and like Natalie said, pain reliever.
Dr. Nat. Cool. Yeah, I agree with all that. I do a little bit of everything. I don't eat peanut butter sandwiches. Sorry, Nat. But there you go.
Uncrustables.
Uncrustables. Yes, I know that's a common snack. Okay, ladies. As we wrap up the podcast, I'm interested to know your thoughts on lookout players or teams for 2018, whether or not they'll be at this tournament this weekend. Teams that you're looking forward to seeing or hearing about, maybe that they're new, maybe they're established, but you think that this is their year to do something big. Maybe they're teams that the rest of us don't even know about, or particular players that you're looking forward to seeing. I know you can take a second to think about it. And when you're thinking about it, maybe some of those players who have been around and have changed their position or are just starting out or have kind of come into their own, or who have really improved in the same position that they've been playing. It could be a variety of different things. Whoever you think falls into that category. And I'll let you guys kind of just go as you're ready, since I know I didn't give you this in the pre-pod warm-up.
I'll go ahead and start. So this is crazy because I haven't met Becca, who's new on our team, yet in person. But she's been recruited, and I've had to watch a lot of footage on her, which I feel like sometimes is even better than being in person because it just really helps you like see everything in perspective. So Becca, underneath, I believe it's Cronin. I think I haven't even met her in person yet. I'm going to say that's my call out lookout because I'm also representing for height.
So, well, tell us a little bit. Where should we look for her? Where is she playing on the field? Where'd you get her from?
She's going to be charging. So we'll see how it goes. I mean, like I said, we had to outsource our first baseman and one of our outside chargers. So those are key spots that we'll be playing with for our first time all playing together as a team will be this weekend. So it'll be crazy, but I'm excited to see what she does out there.
Great. All right. Keep your eyes peeled for Becca. Anyone else? Ready?
Just a thought, I guess. I think that having you, Cora, and Alicia, and Michelle are all like it makes your team almost not new in the sense that y'all are all very like important players to your team, and it gives someone to look up to in a sense. Like you want to play as hard as they are, basically. And I think that's like a good like grounding to have. So I think y'all could be a team to look out for.
Right.
So.
Nat or Brittany?
I think it'll be interesting to follow your team, Macy, Regifted, and then Hype as well throughout the year. I'm excited to see what you guys do. Looking back from West Palm, I think Life's a Pitch. I think I'm interesting to see how they develop through the year. I think they played us well in the whatever when we lost to them. I think they had good pieces to their team, and I'll be excited to see them develop. I don't know if I can't think of anyone specific, but just the new teams, I think fun to watch.
Great. Brittany, anyone in particular, any teams?
No, I think it's going to be an interesting. I think new teams are going to be the key this year. I think you've got some teams that have folded. You've got some people moving around. You got both Hype and your team Regifted are great examples of a combo of seasoned players and new players, and people are just moving and flipping through, like just looking at Houston's team list. There's a good mix of availables there, and once again, some more new teams that we haven't gotten to see yet. So I think it'll be really cool to see if a couple of the existing teams stay at the level they were at, or do we see some new guys just come up and bring something special and some unexpected.
Great. Yeah, I agree. I will go ahead and say I'm looking forward to seeing the new teams as well, including my own. We've obviously never played all together before, and we've never played in a tournament. So I think great things will kind of develop and unfold. I'm going to piggyback on Nat's call out of Life's a Pitch. I saw them at CCC last year and West Palm Beach. They've got the talent. I think it's just going to come to the more tournaments they play together as a team, the better they do. And I'm also going to call out Crazy Pitches that was in West Palm Beach. They have some really, really athletic girls on their team. Their charger has a gun. I mean, she can throw it very, very quickly. She's got a boot as well, and I think that they got really excited to come out of pool play and into eliminations just by the skin of their teeth last tournament. So I'd like to see that they continue to play. I know there's a Tampa Bay tournament, so I'm hoping that they make it there. And other than that, yeah, excited to see Hype as well. Excited to bring out my new girls. We're missing some of our girls that won't get a chance to play until Los Angeles, but I'm excited for all of them to get to experience their first women's tournament. You guys, we made it. It's been an hour. Now's the time to remind everyone that on Friday night in Arizona, my best friend Alicia's birthday party is going to be at Burger Rehab Therapy. If you're a friend of hers, you are invited. She'll be celebrating her actual birthday on Saturday.
I'll be there.
All right,
I'll be there.
Okay, yay. Any shout outs or things that you want to say before we sign off?
Quick shout out for Darnell for making this cheat sheet where he literally wrote out the names of all the players, but not that part, that he wrote the notes of how I know them. So lots of thanks for that. The cheat sheet helped.
Dang, how do you say that you know me?
Besides the fact that you do the podcast, you also have braided pigtails. It's not on here. It just says Macy.
Awesome. Anybody else?
Cheers.
All right. See you guys in Arizona. Good luck to everyone and safe travels.
Can't wait to see you girls.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye.